Thanks for joining us here at 8 o'clock. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm Corey Rose. Brianna Fernandez has called a traffic impact alert because of this. Brianna, this pursuit wrapped up a while ago, but there's still issues along Highway 7.
Yeah, this area is still shut down both directions, and all the agencies that were involved in this pursuit, so Broomfield, Adams County Sheriffs, Colorado State Patrol, Denver Police, and Thornton Police Department, they are still on scene. So our photojournalist Joe Swanson, he is on scene right now. He was telling me earlier this morning that a tow truck is still there, but you can kind of see the crime scene tape blocking Highway 7 between Washington Street and 168th Avenue. So if you're not familiar with this area, this is just east of I-25. So this is the car that was involved in that pursuit earlier this morning up and down I-25. And according to the Denver Police Department, this actually started in the Lakewood area, so just south of 6th Avenue and Sheridan Boulevard. And it sounds like this was a carjacking or kidnapping call that came in earlier. Denver police right now, they are trying to piece together exactly what happened and how this all unfolded. The suspect is a 17-year-old male and the victim a 17-year-old female, both taken to the hospital. So let me just show you what this looks like on our maps and also our CDOT cameras. For anyone taking I-70 this morning, there is a procession that started earlier around 7:30 along 6 and I-70. So the reason I'm showing you this camera is because this camera is where we're going to start to see the procession pass through this area. According to the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office, they're going to see the procession along I-70 around 8 to 9 a.m. this morning. So right around that time, they are saying, please don't wait up and down I-70 or don't stick around those shoulders because they want traffic to move through westbound I-70. It's going to go all the way to Grand Junction. Now, I want to switch things over to our main maps. For anyone heading out the door, we are very busy for a Friday morning. This is not what I love to see, especially for a Friday just before the weekend. So Highway 7 closed between I-25 and 164th Avenue. We have a crash southbound Tower Road at Pena Boulevard, and then a brand new one happening eastbound Hampton at I-25.
Brianna, thank you. This morning, Colorado is paying tribute to a fallen firefighter who died from injuries he suffered fighting the Snyder Fire. The honor escort carrying the remains of Nathan Matthews is traveling from the metro area all the way to Grand Junction today. 9
News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live here with more on this morning's escort. Courtney, dozens of people came out there to pay the respects as that procession passed by.
Yes, that's right, Corey and Drew. Fire departments and people who wanted to pay their respects gathered here along 6th Avenue to watch that honor escort pass by them. The impact of yet another firefighter losing their life this year was really tough on a lot of the people here. 43-year-old Nathan Matthews from Lincoln, Nebraska, died from injuries he suffered while fighting the Snyder Fire in western Colorado. He was one of 2 firefighters injured in a burnover that killed 3 other firefighters at the scene: Emily Barker, Nick Hutcherson, and Sydney Watson. Matthews had been receiving medical treatment for burn injuries before he passed away. All 4 firefighters were assigned to the U.S. Forest Service Rifle Helitack crew. Matthews is the 5th firefighter killed battling Colorado wildfires this year. Peter Diving came to watch this procession this morning. He's a 20-year Wildland firefighter veteran who wanted to pay his respects.
It's a tragic loss, even if you didn't know the person on that specific fire team. These fires come together, and people from all over the country come in. Crews from absolutely everywhere. You know, people from Alaska and everywhere else. The moment they're there, they're part of our brotherhood. They're part of the effort to do something that's bigger than ourselves. So it's really important to honor the losses that we have.
The honor escort carrying Matthews' remains is headed to Grand Junction, where there will be a public memorial service at 10 a.m. tomorrow, August 1st. Anyone who is wanting to pay their respects along the procession route is encouraged to do so on I-70 overpasses, but like Brianna mentioned, law enforcement reminds people not to stop or park on the road around the shoulder. Live in Lakewood, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Let's turn to our weather forecast now. As we take this live look outside, we can tell you the Front Range is in for another ozone action alert day today. Until at least 4 o'clock this afternoon, people who are sensitive to air changes are being advised to avoid intense outdoor activities. Katie, you have triple digits in the forecast before this weekend is through, so that would seem to suggest those ozone action alerts are going to stick with us for the next few days.
Yes, good morning. And intense activities outside that you're exerting a lot of energy, especially on Sunday where triple digit heat is anticipated. That could be unhealthy for all of us. We just want to stay hydrated and safe as we see the heat build in. But this morning, winds are calm, 73 degrees in our backyard. It is very hazy this morning. We've seen a lot of fans out and about already. already getting there to Broncos training camp. The parking lot's just opened, 9 o'clock the gates open, and when practice starts, it'll be upper 70s, sunshine. Great they have the covered fans seating for this year, and then for 12 o'clock this afternoon, it'll get warm. 85 degrees by that point. So again, here's that air quality alert in place until 4 o'clock. That extends from Boulder up to Fort Collins and the border down to Castle Rock. It's another day of reduced air quality. It is unhealthy for sensitive groups especially. Daytime highs near normal, slightly cooler for today. Upper 80s, low 90s. We'll start to see the winds pick up a touch and some storm activity around. It's not going to be widespread, and a marginal risk of a few strong to severe warned storms, with the biggest threat, the biggest risk, with some of those isolated strongest thunderstorms expected to be very gusty, potentially damaging winds, and hail would be a threat, but especially over the Aspen Acres burn scar. Another flood watch has been issued near Fort Collins and Greeley. Could see a storm here and there right around 4 between 7 o'clock. Most areas will stay dry before we clear out and introduce the heat back in for this weekend. Details on the heat advisory Sunday and potentially Monday coming up. Corey.
Katie, thank you. Firefighters from Aurora are back home after helping fight the Willow fire near Leadville. Over the last 4 weeks, the department sent 16 firefighters and 2 engines. Each crew had 8 people that worked for 2 weeks before getting subbed out. The Willow fire has burned nearly 7,200 acres or 11 square miles since starting about a month ago. It's now 66% contained. After returning yesterday, a member credited recent weather with providing an assist.
We've gotten some help from Mother Nature. It's been raining up there for the last several afternoons. It's not been as hot, so weather has been cooperating, and fire's looking really good. If we needed help and called for it, we know that our mutual aid partners would come in and help us as well.
The deployment didn't just help people near Leadville. The fire is burning near Turquoise Lake, one of the 12 storage reservoirs and lakes that provide water to Aurora.
Some members of Thornton's Wildland fire crew are headed to South Dakota. They left earlier this week to help crews working on the Buffalo fire. We're not sure, though, how long they plan to be there.
One of Westminster's Wildland fire lieutenants is helping out with the Little Giant fire in Washington. He's acting as a field observer, scouting the fire's perimeter and the weather conditions. All of that information goes back to Incident Command, so they have all of the information they need to strategize.
Adams County Fire Rescue says it might have to ask voters, that is, for help to keep funding it. In a social media post, officials say they face financial challenges providing fire protection and emergency medical services. So the fire district says it's considering a voter-approved sales tax. They say they'd also like to hear from the community about this potential proposal.
So far this year, crime in Denver is down in every category except homicides. Right now, DPD says it has a plan to address that. As part of that plan, the department has already started sending out a so-called violence response team. It's made up of a sergeant and 4 police officers. They don't respond to routine radio calls. Instead, they're focused on what they call emerging violence risks, like large gatherings at parks and house parties. As part of the new plan, DPD says it will also work with the Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection to identify businesses repeatedly connected with violent crime, particularly places that sell alcohol.
We recognize that some of these liquor establishments are places where violent incidents erupt from, and so making sure that we're holding them accountable to the things that are within their license that are meant to prevent violent crime, and make sure that they're being responsive to that.
The plan was announced a little more than a week after 1 person was killed and 8 others were injured at the Ultra Lounge in Southeast Denver. The city suspended that nightclub's licenses, citing a list of violations. The owner has said he won't try to reopen it.